Okay. So you just one at a time?
Yeah, we'll get you on for a few minutes.
Okay. All right. First off, in this league, anytime you get a road win, it's significant, and I'm pleased with the result, obviously. To have so much respect for Johnny and his team, and like knowing that we would have them full strength at home. Like, we spent a lot of time this week trying to get them to understand how much more difficult this would be, and the game at home was incredibly difficult, overtime and all that. Or I'm sorry, it came down to the wire and all that. But we knew with them at full strength it was going to be difficult. So we're really pleased to come out of here with the win. We got a lot of depth, and different guys have stepped up at different times. But to see Josh Reed come out and really be a difference maker after not playing as much here the last week or so, I thought was really important for us. And certainly Aziz to get back to playing to his form. I thought Jameel Reynolds and Chisel James gave us unbelievable minutes off the bench. I thought Dan Skillings had an incredible start to the game and really lifted us. And I actually thought Day had a really good start to the game, among others. But proud of the win. It's a great road win. You got to figure out a way to get those this time of year, but they're not easy. And after a two-game slide, it's nice to get back on the right side of the win column.
Coach, it was a game of runs. I think you led it by as many as 14 in the second half. UCF rallies, you respond. They rally again, you respond. How did you like that about your team, that every time that it looked like maybe UCF was poised to take the lead, that you guys stepped up and performed? Yeah, this has been a really resilient team to date, and I thought we were pretty resilient tonight. Because, again, I thought we offensively played really well to start the game, and we have not played well offensively here recently. It lifted us, the ball's going in, and to feel like you were kind of in command of the game, and then it gets dicey down the stretch. I think that can be difficult on a team, and we have some young players, and we haven't been together very long. I was proud of their resilience and how they just kind of found a way.
What does it say about your team, how well they did on the offensive boards?
It's something we pride ourselves on, guys. Is our rebounding. Last Saturday we got out-rebounded by 17, and that's about as pissed as I've been on anything on a statistic, since I've been coaching at Cincinnati, because I just expect our team to be good there. I thought we were impactful there tonight, and we have to continue to be if we're going to be competitive.
What are you telling your guys in a close game situation in the final minute when baskets are going back and forth? How are you getting them to not foul? Because there were some situations where the Knights looked like they went for the foul on the three-point line and they didn't get it. So what are you telling your guys in those situations?
Yeah, and then we did foul some, right? I mean, we put them on the line a couple times there in the last 4 or 5 minutes, and Day gets his fifth, kind of reaching in. But I think I think we're probably similar to every other college program in Division I. We spend a lot of time trying to work on defensive discipline and making sure that we can test shots, that we're physical, and we're in good position without committing silly fouls. We still got a lot of work to do there. But, again, I think the play with Johnson, maybe the one you're referring, I thought we did a nice job of staying down and not leaving our feet, and that's a good sign because we got to continue to do that.
You've had so many single-digit, close games in the Big 12. Just how nice is it just to breathe after a game like that, where you had a lead, but you're on the road and you come away with one?
How nice is it to breathe afterwards?
Yeah.
It's always nice to breathe, Scott.
That's a plus, yeah.
Yeah, that's a plus. There's been some days, last Saturday and last Tuesday, you turn it over 17 times. I'm sorry, you get out rebounded by 17 Saturday at Houston, and you turn it over 25 times against Iowa State. And there's some times I thought I might stop breathing there, so it's good to be breathing. But no, I think anytime you can win on the road, anytime you can win in this league, it's that difficult of a league. It is significant. And if you can win on the road, I think there's an extra edge to that. So that part feels good, but we got to enjoy it here on the ride back when we finish with you guys, and then we got to get some rest and get ready to try to respond on Tuesday night, because it's like every night there's not a lot of relief in this league at all.
Is the key to leave it in a snowstorm and have a little adversity?
Again, we talked about resilience. We got a really, really, really nice group of young people. They're really nice kids. I mean, we were stuck in the FBO for three and a half hours. We're stuck on the runway last night for felt like over 3 hours. You know, our kids were just enjoying each other. They didn't complain. They didn't say a word. They were playing cards and watching movies and having a good time. They didn't blink. They didn't complain about being tired. And I've been around college basketball for 20 years. Not every team is that way. So we got a good group. But that stuff doesn't affect you if you don't let it affect you. And our guys, I didn't worry about that going into the game today.
Coach, over the course of this conference season, what have you seen as the biggest key to success in Big 12 basketball?
Figuring out how to win one more possession. I mean, you know, so many of our games and the games in this league, there's such a fine line to whether you win or you lose. And here it is. I mean, you stand up here in front of you guys after a win and you feel great, right? I mean, we're humans. Like, we feel good. And you stand up here after a loss and it feels absolutely awful. And a lot of these are coming down to one possession. I mean, really, a lot of these games, a lot of ours and a lot of the games in this league, I think the biggest difference is what is your team willing to do versus the other team just to win one more. And we have not been on the right end of that every game. And I think the teams that are winning consistently, they're not blowing everybody out. They do the little things better, and we're trying to be one of those teams moving forward.
Kind of on that point, you spoke about the team's resiliency. You guys shot the ball well early, but the three-pointer kind of came and went throughout the game. What does it say about the team that they're able to stick with things offensively, kind of weather all the runs that UCF took at your lead to come out on top? Yeah, I thought we were really resilient tonight. Now, in fairness to our team, they've been resilient all year, even when we haven't won games. Their ability to come out and compete and try to climb back, very, very similar to Johnny's team. I mean, you watch Johnny's team on tape and you think the game at BYU's over the other night, and they got a chance to win the game there at the last possession. You know, they got down against us in double figures tonight, and I'm sitting there. I know it's going to be close because he's got such a resilient team too, and I think we're similar that way. Our kids have kept fighting regardless of what the circumstances have been, and if it stopped today, that'd be the thing I'm most proud of with this group so far. Thanks, guys.
Simas Lukosius.
All right, Simas, congratulations on the win. What does it mean to win a Big 12 game on the road? It's so difficult every night in this league.
I mean, yeah, you said it. It's difficult. Coach mentioned it. It's really fun. I mean, it feels great. You know, the last one we had against Texas Tech, this one, I hope we can get more of these. Nothing else to say. Like, really, it's a great feeling.
Can you describe your final bucket and what went into that play?
I passed to Dan. He almost turned the ball over. And then, thankfully, they weren't able to get it. They only tipped it. And, I knew there's 8 seconds on the shot clock or something like that. So I just went one-on-one. Saw that he gave me a little bit of an angle towards the baseline, and then knew I have to push him off so I don't end up under the backboard. And then, it all worked out. I got a layup.
You're a major factor for your team tonight beyond the arc. How big is that for your game?
I mean, it's big. If teams are letting me shoot, I need to shoot and I need to make those shots. I mean, 2 for 8 isn't very good, but I need to get better at that this season. But that is a huge part of my game, and it'll stay that way.
You smiled when Coach said that you took the adversity of the flight delays in stride. What about that challenge, though, and how you guys have to overcome those sorts of things, especially in a road environment? Yeah,
I smiled because he made it sound like we didn't care at all. Obviously, it wasn't a great situation, but, I mean, we love each other on this team, so, like, spending an extra few hours in an airplane is nothing to us. And like Coach said, that reflects on how we play, and we're always together, and I'm having fun, it doesn't matter how I'm playing, how the team is playing. I'm always going to have fun with my guys, and we're always going to stay together and root for each other. And I think that's one of the superpowers of our team.
What is it that makes Cincinnati such a good road team in the Big 12? Like I said, it's difficult. You've gone to BYU and won. You've gone to Texas Tech and won. Now you've won tonight.
I mean, there's probably some magic to it. Like it's just us against the world. Everybody's against us, and we just stay together and pull it out. It's not like we're more locked in on the road than we're at home. We know we want to win all of those games, but yeah.
You guys have 45 rebounds compared to UCF's 33. How much easier does it make your life as a player getting those rebounds and denying UCF second chance rebounds as well?
I mean, it's much easier, and it's very important for us. I feel like most of the games that we've struggled in the conference play was when we did give up offensive rebounds, which really isn't like us, and it's not supposed to happen. So, I'm glad it wasn't too bad today. I think we still could be much better on that and just be able to get more cleaner rebounds, because sometimes even if we got it, it wasn't clean and it was tipped and we weren't able to run in transition. But yeah, I mean, it's almost the whole game. If you win the rebounding battle, it's going to be much easier.
Two more.
From bracketology projections that we've seen, Cincinnati is right on the outside, one of the last few in as of right now. How big was it tonight for your quest to potentially get a bid?
I mean, obviously it was huge. Every game is huge. Personally, I don't really, do too much research on that right now, but I know that we just have to do our job, and everything will work out well for us.
One more. You guys, on the stat sheet, appear to have more turnovers than UCF, but you guys forced more timely turnovers that benefit in your favor. What's going through your minds in those possessions when you're just hustling to try to get any chance at the ball you can?
Yeah, I mean, we like to be aggressive on defense. We don't want to be a team that's comfortable to play against. And yeah, those turnovers that lead to easy buckets are really helpful and really important. And I think, Day got a few, John got a few really important ones, and that were really timely as well. If it was UCF making a run or the game's getting closer, and then you can kind of like stop their momentum. And yeah, it was really important today.
Thanks, Simas.
Thank you.
Shemarri, how frustrating is a game like this? It seems like it's kind of repeat scenarios, slow starts, you battle back, you have opportunities in the final minute and just can't pull it out.
Super frustrating getting off to slow starts as a team and individually. I mean, that was a tough loss, and wish we could get that one back, but nothing we can do at this point.
Cincinnati's head coach just said you got to win one possession more in this league. What will it take for UCF to be in the position to win one possession more and close out games?
Really just getting off to a better start and winning each possession from the start of the game to the end. And I feel like if we do that as a team, we'll put ourselves in a good position at the end of games.
Why do you think you struggled off the start?
Defensively, they got whatever they wanted with us. Like, I just feel like we were back on our heels a lot as a team, and individually myself, I wasn't really locked in rebounding, so.
Shemarri, since it, of course, going for 26 attempts at threes, end up converting 7 of them, just what were your thoughts on your team's three-point defensive tonight?
Our emphasis was not even allowing the shooters to get attempts, and we didn't really do a good job of that. Allowing 26 attempts, it's not what we hang our hats on defensively.
Shemarri, 3 drop games in a row, 2 one-possession games. What must change for you guys to get back in the win column?
I think just starting in practice, believing in ourselves, getting back to what we do best, hanging our hats on the defensive end first, holding teams under like 50, 60 is what we really want to take pride in and what we should really do going forward.
Was it frustrating having to watch the last couple minutes on the bench after fouling out?
Yeah, it was super frustrating.
Battle on the boards, they out-rebounded you 18-8 on the offensive side. How tough is that?
Really tough. I mean, we got to fight as a team. We can't just leave it up to our bigs to just think that every rebound will come to them. As guards, we got to help them rebound, and I feel like we got to do a better job, myself included.
You guys, it appeared that you guys played full court press in the beginning of the first half to maybe try to get out to an early lead, but it didn't seem to work in your favor. What was the mindset through that?
Just really containing their guards. They have really good guards that push the ball. They're a really good team in transition, so we're really just trying to slow them down, but it didn't really go in our favor tonight.
3rd loss in a row now. What's that locker room like as you try to, put this one behind you, and now you're going to go on the road and try to get a win?
We realize going on the road in this conference is really hard, but we got to stay focused, stay locked in, keep feeding each other positive energy at the end of the day, and know and believe that we can win any game, any night.
And how much does it sting then to not protect the home court, knowing what you have to do on the road?
It stings a lot. I mean, like you said, dropping this one, a game we really needed, is something like that hurts us as a team.
Ibrahima, there was a big rebounding discrepancy in this game. Was that frustrating that Cincinnati was able, especially on the offensive boards, they were able to get a lot of second chance opportunities to score?
Yeah, yeah, it was, it was very frustrating. Yeah, I think like they got more like than us, so yeah.
Cincinnati's head coach said it takes to winning one possession more to close out in this league. What will it take UCF to do to make changes to get that one possession more?
I feel like it was on the defensive side. I feel like we could have played a better defense. We needed like a stop, and yeah, that would be like the ball game right there.
This is the second match in a row losing by a single basket. Just take us into kind of the mindset of the locker room at this point, and what do you guys think you need to do to kind of flip this around?
I feel like we need to be more positive. Now we're going to bounce back. Right now it's like it really sucks, you know. We lose 3 games like in a row, but we just need to be positive.
A common theme this season is starting off slow. You guys started off slow in the first half and started off slow in the second half when they got a 14-point lead. What needs to change for you guys to start off better?
I mean, I feel like we just need to punch first, not playing behind team. That's what we need to do, and we'll do a better job next time.
What do you think is stopping you from doing that?
I don't know. I mean, this team, they really good, you know, like those guys, they be driving, like they was doing like everything, so, you know, sometimes it's just hard.
Cincinnati ended up battling out with you on the offensive glass. Just what were your thoughts just battling with them in the glass from Cincinnati's offensive end?
I mean, they won. They been that stat sheet. I think they won. I feel like we need to do a better job going to the glass every time, and because you can win game just from doing that. So we'll do a better job next time, for sure.
What is the mindset going into next game for the whole team?
Just get everything you got. Like, I mean, right now, we just have to go harder. Like, give everything how you got, because we need to win game right now, ASAP. So everybody got to be on the same page.
Back against the wall, then?
Sure, I can say that.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Tough game. I thought our guys battled, which they've done consistently. I thought we were a play or two away from, maybe being able to overcome the deficit and take a lead, and give them credit. They made the plays and they made the shots that they needed to make down the stretch in order to close the game out.
Obviously, you get back in the final minute and you have an opportunity to take the lead or potentially tie. Darius looked like he was fouled on a three-point shot. The guy was in his space, obviously. What did you see on that play?
Well, I've played this game for a long time, and I studied this game. That's what we do, and I just need an explanation as to what happened, because I thought he did everything he was supposed to do in that moment. It's tough for the young man who did everything he was supposed to do. He got to a spot, he lifted Bandango up the ground, Bandango flies into him, and, by rule, I think you're supposed to allow a guy to land, and you're not supposed to have contact on the shooter. So, so I just need an explanation as to what everyone saw. But big play for us. We have a chance to go to the free throw line. We're one of our best free throw shooters. It's a three-point game. He has 3 free throws coming if that's the case, with time in the game to continue to play.
Slow starts have been a mark of this team throughout the season again tonight, first and second half. What do you think leads to that?
Well, I think we got to find a way to get easier baskets. I thought tonight to start the game off, we got some good looks. They don't always fall for us, of course, like most teams. But I didn't think our looks were bad early on. I thought we got good looks. We didn't overly turn the ball over. We had under 10 turnovers for the game. We just got to make sure the looks, when we get them, we knock them down and or find easier opportunities. That's why I like to see us get out and run and play in transition, because I know it gives us a chance to get to the basket and maybe get some better opportunities.
Back-to-back games now with losses by a single basket. What is your message to the team after games like those?
Well, we have to stay together. I mean, Big 12 play is tough. You know, we have a number of games to continue to play, and we have an opportunity to continue to compete and see what our fortune can be at the end of the season. But what we have to do is take it one game at a time. We can't get to a point where, because you've lost one possession games, that it defeats you. And so we're going to be in those moments some more. What we have to do is we have to change the outcome.
You guys got out-rebounded 45-33, and you guys lost by one possession. How much does it hurt? How much does it hurt knowing that you guys could have had a rebound that could have given you guys?
Well, we've been traditionally a really good rebounding team, and as of late, we have not rebounded to the level that we need to. I mean, we have a good front line, strong physical front line, and we got our rebound today. I mean, they had 18 offensive rebounds to win by 2. And that's energy, that's effort. We have to do a better job of playing with more force so that guys can't get to that basket, can't get to an area where they can rebound those basketballs and limit them to one shot.
What is the message to the team as you go into the final stretch of conference play?
That, you know, there are no limits on what we can still do. I mean, everything we want is still right in front of us. We just have to take it one game at a time and start to build. You know, you can't build anything if you don't win one. We have to go out, find a way to compete and win games as we finish out the season and see where we stand to end the conference play.
You know, we know it's the Big 12. We know there's a lot of these close games. We've talked a lot about that throughout the season. How does, you know, right now maybe going through a stretch where they're not getting the maybe close game luck or finding that last play, how do you consistently find that last play to get over that hump?
We just have to play with more composure. I still think for us, you know, we're in these situations enough where we kind of understand what we're supposed to do. We practice these situations as well. So it's not like these situations are unfamiliar with us. You know, we need to make a play. At that time, you know, players make plays, and we need to make plays, you know, and, you know, in position to do that. And that's how you overcome. And that's how we were able to build, you know, win some games early on, because at the end we made those plays. And now we have to get back to making those plays again.
I know it's maybe not the result you want, but second straight game coming back from a double-digit deficit. What does that say about the makeup of this team, that they can still come back?
You know, I love our guys' heart. I love our tenacity. That's something that I'll never question. But we can't make this a consistent thing. I mean, you can come back, but I want to overcome. You know, I'm all about winning, and we're all about winning. So there's no moral victories and comebacks to me. So our guys got to understand that, and that's my stance, and that's going to be our team stance.
Coach, Darius really struggled to kind of get it going in that first half, trying to find any kind of consistency and rhythm. But he looked like he took an onus to take the team, put him on his shoulders, and really get you guys back in the game late. Can you just talk about his ability to do that late down the stretch?
Well, I think what he does comes from a good place. You know, we need guys that want to step up and make those plays, you know, whether it's earlier in the game when we established ourselves or late in the game. And the one thing about him, he's never shied away from that. So that puts you in a position like a coach. You know, when you win or you lose, it's on me. You know, sometimes as a point guard and a guard, you win or lose, it's on you. And that's the nature of the game. But for him, he never shies away from that position. There's a reason why the ball seems to always end up in his hands. Because a lot of times we run in whatever, but it comes back to his hands because they want to make sure that he's the guy that makes that play or takes that look that says what the confidence that his teammates have in him. And they should, because he's not afraid of the moment.
Slow starts have been a consistent theme this season. It seems like you guys came out in a different approach and a full court press to try to get out to an early lead. What was the mindset with that?
That's exactly what you said. We wanted to kind of change what we've done to try to get off to a better start. So we decided to put one of our different presses in to try to see if we can't get the tempo the way we want and, you know, play the type of game we wanted to play. And I thought at times it was good. I thought we had some defensive lapses early in the game and gave them some easy looks. But by and large, I thought it was the right way to start the game for us.
The Bearcats won the battle of the boards tonight, but the particular difference came offensively with Cincinnati getting 18 offensive rebounds while you got 8. What did you see at the glass there as far as Cincinnati's offensive rebounds?
Well, we have to do a much better job of putting bodies on guys when shots go up, body for body. Everybody has to get contact with somebody and keep them off the boards. That's where you take ownership of your individual matchup. You know, this game is always who's trying to impose their will on who. I think I've said that before. And so you can't let somebody impose their will on you on that floor. And 18 offensive rebounds just said they were very hungry and they were trying to impose their will. And we have to battle back and not allow that to happen.
I know you've said every game is a must-win, but now 3 straight losses. You didn't protect the home court. What has to change to break through on the road?
Well, first we have to keep believing. We have to keep believing. It starts there, believing in each other, believing in what we're doing. We can't lose sight of that because we're right there. It'd be different if, you know, these games, the outcomes were a lot different. But these are one-possession games at the very end or 2 or 3 possessions at the very end. So we know we're that close. We have to find a way to turn our fortune around by making the plays we need to make to close these games.
Well, Cincinnati's coach said that all of these games are one-possession games. You got to win that one possession. What's missing from your team that allows you to not do that?
Well, I thought even when we came back, I mean, and we had our opportunities, whether, Darius goes in, I still, like I said, would like an explanation for that, because that's one of those possessions that you need where you have a 3-point opportunity to shoot 3 free throws with one of your best free throw shooters. So that's a possession that, you would like back. We battled back a few times and cut it to 1, and maybe we'll miss a free throw, so it stays a 1-point lead where it's not tied or we can take the lead. A turnover, an untimely turnover at the end, out of bounds under on the side, out of bounds under, and we throw the ball away, on a routine inbound play for us where, they made some adjustments and they really, dug in deep defensively and didn't allow Jalen to get the basketball, but then we turn it. We still have a timeout at that point in time. We have to burn our timeout rather than chance a pass in that situation. See, these are those one possessions you're talking about. I think we had a few times, whether it was up 13, we cut it down to 1 or 2. Up 7, we cut it to 1 or 2. And those one possessions, they become bigger and bigger as the game starts to wind down.
Coach, over the course of the past several games, you had a couple of people out for a game or two. How big was it for you to have the full starting 5 back out there, and how big Omar had stepped up there, especially in the front court?
Well, it was really good to have all of our guys back. They're still rounding into who they're going to be because they hadn't been with us consistently. But I thought the energy and effort was good. I think it shows some on the boards, though, that they still wasn't who they usually are. I mean, 18 offensive rebounds. When you have Ibrahima out there, you have C.J. Walker out there. Those are 2, good rebounding bigs. And we got our rebound tonight. They were able to, like I said, through force, able to get 18 offensive rebounds. And we just can't have that in this league to be successful.
You kind of touched on it, that inbounds play from Darius to Jalen. Did kind of get Jalen turned around, or was it miscommunication from Darius to Jalen, or what happened there?
A miscommunication. I talked about in the timeout. They were doing a good job of contesting, trying to deny. Of course, Jalen's one of our best scorers, so they're trying to take him out. So, my advice was, you make one hard cut, you don't dance around, and you get out of there, because if you start dancing, then what's going to happen is I'm guessing where you're going to be. And if you're not there, it could be a turnover. It happened. So it wasn't like we had discussed it in timeouts early in the game. Do not dance. Make one decision, either cut back door or pop out. You don't receive it, remove yourself from to the area, because it opens it up for another player to receive the basketball. And, of course, being the competitor he is, I'm sure he really wanted that ball, because the play was going to be designed for him anyway, whether he got it inbounds, out of bounds under, or what we ran was going to go to him anyway. So if he didn't get the basketball, it would have been okay. We'd have run what we was going to run and give him the ball. So we never got a chance to do that, obviously, because the ball got turned over. Thanks, guys.